We got Chris Kyle.
How you doing?
Promoting American Sniper in bookstores and Amazon right now.
Pleasure.
When did your book actually come out? Was it today?
Yesterday.
Wednesday. Okay. So, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Just what a great story, man. Sniper, most lethal in U.S. military history. That's a hell of a title to have.
I got to thank the publicist for that.
Yeah, huh?
That's definitely, I was trying to get a different story out there, but that's the title.
Oh, were you?
I'm trying to show all the sacrifices that military members go through, and then the families, after we leave, what they have to go through and the sacrifices they make.
This is a better selling title, though. Nobody's going to buy, like, I mean, it's easier to sell this, and then you get to it in the book, because, like,
right.
Sniper with a heart probably wouldn't do as well as this Sniper.
Yeah, people just want to hear about. Well, the fact of the matter is, snipers. There's a great mystique around the sniper, especially lately. We've heard a few of the stories that have come out with the Somali pirates and stuff. Just these. The image of those snipers taking those shots at the pirates in the ship really gets people's fascination up about snipers.
Definitely.
And now, how did you get into it?
Well, when I went into the military as a new guy, my chief finally said, okay, if you want to go to sniper school, I will nominate you. At the time, you had to be nominated, and Chief was willing to say, you're a good enough shot, I will send you to sniper school.
And you were a good enough shot because you had shot previously your whole life, pretty much, right?
Grown up with weapons, hunting my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
How long had you been a SEAL by that point?
It was a new guy, so I didn't go to be a sniper till I came back from my first deployment, which came back in '03. So, in fact, when you come back from deployment, you get about a month off to where you can try to readjust back into civilian life and learn your way around. And I end up taking, instead of that month, I took about 2 weeks off so I could go straight into sniper school.
And what was it about sniper school and becoming a sniper that kind of fascinated you?
Well, I thought they had all the cool toys. They had the scoped rifles, and they got the really expensive guns. They're taking precision shots. I thought, wow, those guys are really good. You know, whatever they want to shoot, they're hitting.
Yeah.
What is the first time you shoot somebody? And this is such a civilian question, but I'm a civilian. What is it hard for you the first time you do it, or?
It definitely was. Especially my first shot was on a woman, and.
Yeah, fucking bitch.
Wow.
What was her problem?
No, she
supper cold.
Yeah, what game did she talk to her?
She was out in the town greeting the Marines during the invasion, as the Marines were coming into the city there. The people were coming out to, show their support for the Marines so the Marines wouldn't shoot them down. Let them know that, hey, we're not fighting you. You just go ahead and come right on in. Well, she came out into the crowd. She had a grenade on her. She pulled the pin and was walking to the Marines.
Whoa.
Now, how did you know to keep focus on her, or were you watching from a distance, or were you close?
I was close. I was in the city already.
Okay.
I was up in the top of a building watching, trying to keep track of the crowd, and my job was anything that we could try to soften the target for the Marines, so less of them would have injuries, then that was our job.
So now what did you have to do before you took that shot?
I turned to my chief and I said, this is what she's got, this is what she's doing, and he kept saying, you got to take her out, you got to take her out.
What if she was just eating an apple?
Yeah, that's what we do. How did you know,
give her a bigger hole in her head to put the apple in?
What made you look at her out of the whole crowd and go, there's something weird about that?
Well, first of all, the grenade was the Chinese grenade. It's yellow in color. And just, when you're out there trying to watch, all of a sudden you see a color flash. It definitely draws your attention to it.
But why did they use yellow?
Yeah.
It's silly.
That's a little too obvious.
Place on ground, light fuse, get away.
Yeah.
It's kind of racist, too.
Oh, please. That is something. So I guess you have to be up on other weapons and what the threat could be that's coming up to some of the guys.
Well, I mean, you can tell too. It's not just the color, but once the color is what drew my eye to it. But then once I started actually getting it in the scope, zooming in on it, and trying to really identify what she had, it was easy to tell that it has a fuse on it, and you can see the way she was holding it, what was in her hand, and. So I'm describing everything to my chief of what I see, and he says, that's a Chinese grenade.
So now the chief gives the order or gives you the permission to take the shot. And this is your first your first kill at all, or your first kill as a sniper?
No, I wasn't even a sniper. This was my first deployment. I was just on a sniper rifle.
Oh, okay.
And he told me I had to take the shot. So
Where'd you hit her head?
No, I always aim center mass. It was, unless, if you go for the head, it just leaves more area of error.
Right.
So try to shoot center mass. It leaves more room to be able to hit the target.
Double tap?
Well, it was just single shot. I mean, big enough caliber. It takes one round.
What were you using?
It was a 300 Win Mag.
Oh, my God.
And you were proven right. She had a grenade, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. As soon as I shot her, she went down. The grenade went off.
Her iPod fell out of her hand. She had a grenade case on it.
Grenade case. Just trying to be hip. She was a hipster.
It's just got off of Amazon. It's a cool new grenade
Bobby.
case.
Yes.
Terrible.
Have you ever played, I mean, this is a stupid question, but have you ever played Call of Duty and those video games and been a sniper and just sucked?
Oh, yes. What pisses us off, we go overseas on the deployments or whatever, and we could link up to play online.
Right.
And then you got the headset on and everything,
Yep.
and you're playing a 12-year-old kid stateside.
See, this is the same thing.
And he is talking mad crap. Yeah. And I'm sitting there going, you have no idea.
I knew it. That's hilarious. I knew it. Oh, those little bastards all the time. We knew it.
Suck! You couldn't fucking shoot me. I nailed you.
Really? Did you?
Did you? I just killed 150 guys for real, you shit dick.
But if you say I'm a real sniper, they'd be like, no, you're not. Fuck you, faggot. They would never believe you anyway.
Oh, no, not at all.
No.
That's hilarious.
They'd be like, I wish you were a real sniper in this game because you suck.
That's funny, man.
Can I ask you what you did after the kill? The moment you did it, what feeling did you have? Like after you realized, like, wow, I've done this. You knew you had to.
It's more surreal. First of all, it seems like it took forever for me to actually pull the trigger and take that shot, because you're running through your mind, okay, can I actually, within myself, kill someone? And then not just that, but is the government going to stand behind me and not put me on trial for murder,
right?
Especially with it being a woman. I mean, it definitely changes it up. When you go to war, you're thinking, I'm going to kill the enemy army. Well, there's not an army that's fighting us, and now there's a woman. So,
God, that shouldn't be something that a guy has to think about that's in that situation. It's so odd that you have to think about your own freedom at that point. And if you take this shot, and then the repercussions if you decide not to, and she, sets that grenade off and kills some guys, now you got to live with that. So,
spot to be
if somebody ever invaded America, my mom would walk out with a grenade.
Oh, of course.
Say fucking,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mom would be the
her
one with
fucking
the grenade.
lasagna. Nothing? Ooh, bleed.
Oh, yeah.
Food joke? Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
We're all assuming, was that the first time you killed somebody?
it was.
Yep.
It was.
Wow.
Did you have,
Wow.
and the implications if you miss, is that soldiers are going to be killed.
Yep.
Were there any times when you were shooting where you missed?
Definitely.
And something happened that you were trying to
Stupid
prevent?
wind.
Oh, definitely. The wind, anything. You jerk the trigger, you throw the shot. I have been lucky in a lot of my shots as far as making a lot, but I am by far not the greatest shot, not the greatest sniper. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time and been in a lot of different actions.
Because when we were in Iraq, we did a comedy show, and they had to put these barriers behind the stage because over the wall they had snipers looking at us.
Right.
And they brought me on a roof with the guys like you, snipers, and they let me look through the scope looking back at them. And you guys sometimes just look at each other, and don't fire. You have to wait till they fire on you till you can take them out sometimes, right?
It depends on the rules of engagement, the ROEs at the time. Now, there are times that every time I was out there, if someone was looking at me through a sniper rifle, I was allowed to take the shot.
Wow.
Yeah, that seems pretty threatening.
Yes.
Right there. Boy, that's the ultimate heckle there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You better be on.
So you went through deployment once and you wanted to be a SEAL. What made you want to be a SEAL, which is so much harder training than...
Well, I went in to be a SEAL.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you did. And then you a sniper on your second
Yes.
run through.
I mean, we've heard about the Navy SEALs over the years. I mean, the training, most guys drop out, right? What's the percentage again?
Well, I went through, it was about 250 started, and 24 of us graduated.
It's 10%.
Yeah, that's
10%.
That's insane,
90% of really tough guys are saying, fuck
In
this.
shape guys.
In shape, thinking they could do it.
I've watched documentaries on the training and sat there and literally, as I'm watching, just going, I'm just exhausted watching it.
Why are you putting sand in your pants? That's so uncomfortable. That's all I think.
The logs, they have to go in the water and lift it back up, and there's always that one weak guy in the middle. Just his arms are
he's
shaking.
washing out.
I will completely walk around a puddle on the street now. I hate the water.
That's it, man, right?
Was there a point where you wanted to quit when you were going through that training?
Oh, definitely. If they would have brought the bell to me, I was just too lazy to get up and go to the bell.
Ring it.
I mean,
They had a bell app.
Dang, I'm out.
they could get a lot of quitters if they put that bell by your bed. That way, when you wake up, you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna have coffee this morning.
Yeah. What is it? An hour a night? Is that Hell Week where you sleep for an hour a night?
Oh, no. During Hell Week, we had 2 hours throughout the week. And it was two separate nights where we're allowed to actually get an hour that night.
Holy shit.
And it wasn't in a bed. I was sleeping underneath a boat in the sand.
Oh, man.
I don't get that. How do you, like, they have these things where people stay up for days. I mean, is that something you have to teach your body to do? I mean, I can stay up for maybe 24 hours and then I'm done.
No, it was fear. I mean, you were scared to death of those instructors.
Really?
But they keep you constantly active. You're always having an activity. We played soccer at one point. When you get so far into it, then they start taking a lot of the physical to where you could actually hurt yourself. They start taking that away and just keep you going as far as, all right, we're going to do runs, push-ups. You're going to go play soccer and just keeping activities going.
Do they give you a hug?
I can imagine that.
A little hug just to keep you going.
Yeah, like we really like you deep down.
Right, deep down.
If you quit, you can have all the hugs you want.
What is the one thing that knocks most of the guys out? Is there one activity or one out of the 90%?
Honestly, during Hell Week, you don't recognize when guys are quitting.
Wow.
You keep going, and then you realize, oh, so-and-so's not here anymore. You don't actually see it because they keep you going, doing so much stuff that you don't see the guys when they just decide, I quit.
Man.
And we hear about guys like the Team 6, like the quote-unquote, that's the one that a lot of even the Navy SEALs have trouble going through on that type of a training. What's the difference between that training, I mean, what you're allowed to talk about, and what you guys do?
Basically, you've got all the other SEAL teams, and then SEAL Team 6, you're the best of the best. You go back through another BUDS, the boot camp again. It's geared a little different. It's not as much of a beat down now. They're trying to see, okay, are you really the best? Can you perform this way? And it's about another 6 months long to where they're testing you out.
How long? What's the longest you ever went in battle without sleeping? I mean, it's just you, and you have another guy with you when you're sniping to give you the range and all that stuff, right?
Well,
or is it just you?
No, I didn't go out and just me. And usually when I went out, especially in the city, you go out pretty heavily. So there's about 16 of us. I mean,
so it's not like Billy Zane where you and some dude and just you're sitting out for 3 days and you kill the one El Capitan.
No.
And then run for your life to get the helicopter. So you're just with the troop and it's just in the city. You're not sniping from 2,000 yards out, right?
No, I did that one time, but at 2100 was my farthest shot. But other than that, most of your shots are anywhere from 200 to 400 yards.
Really?
Wow. And what did you train on mostly? What kind of rifles?
Well, it all depends on with the mission. Before I'd go in, I'd look at overhead imagery, try to figure out what's the possible longest shot I could take.
Like the video game with the loadout. Like, yeah, all right, let me trade this. I'm going to grab this.
Hey, on Call of Duty, what sniper should I use? What rifle should I use?
Ask the 12-year-old.
Exactly.
Hey, I want to ask Chris about the numbers because the government won't confirm that you killed 255 people.
In the book, it says over 150.
Over 150? But you know it's more. You know your number?
I'm happy with 150.
Oh, okay.
So you don't need to have is it harder for you as a person if the number's higher? Like, it sounds cool to us because we're fucking nerds. But is it like, as a guy who actually did it, do you go, no, 150's fine, I don't need 250?
No, I mean, I don't even care about the number. And as far as the record goes, I don't care because it's going to be beat. And I hope it gets beat soon. That way someone else will be in the limelight. But
But a lot of people say you killed up to 255 people.
I've seen that all over.
And he's smiling, so...
What is a confirmed kill? Someone else has to see you do it, or how do they confirm a kill?
Well, every time I went out, because I wasn't alone, there were always guys there to see it and to actually witness it. Every time I would take a shot, I have to make notes of the time I took the shot, the distance the guy was, what he was doing, what he was wearing, what he was carrying.
Wow.
What I shot him with, the grain of the bullet, what the temperature
It's like an
was.
expense report.
Yeah. Wow, the business end.
You have to do that like right then, or do you have
Can you wait till you're safe?
Well, usually
You have to break out hang on one second. Hold that fire.
Well, usually when I was taking my shots, there was an officer who was on the radio. That was his job during that time, was to be the radio watch, to keep the base notified of what we were doing. He would take down the notes. When we'd get back is when we'd actually fill out the formal report.
Like cops.
Right.
What the fuck? Those cocksuckers just to run out in the street with a grenade, and we got to fill out reports with the grain of the
This wee shit.
There's no way anyone.
I do it on Call of Duty. I protect the country.
Okay.
There's no way anyone would write you up for a speeding ticket at this point, right?
Oh, you'd be surprised. Out on base, you actually will get a
You
speeding
can't
ticket.
pull out a card like, look who I am.
No.
Yeah, right. Look who I am.
Yeah, you don't have like a gold bullet.
Well, you'd be
you can
surprised.
pull
I mean, a lot of people view, especially other people in the military, SEALs we have this huge ego and this bad attitude, and it's come from in the past. Guys have thought, you know what, I'm better than you are. So it's taken us a long time.
But you are better than me.
Yeah.
In every way.
Yeah.
Your facial hair connects. Everything about you, your accent, everything.
No, it took us a long time showing these guys, look, we're not better than you are. We're just trained differently, and we were more specialized in an area than you were. It doesn't make me any better. And we were working with the Army Conventional, showing them, hey, I'm here to help you.
God, you
we're
have to-
all on the same team.
You have to obey traffic laws. It sucks.
Did you ever have a problem with the ethical side of it, where it's when you boil it down, it's killing people, and I wonder how difficult that is for you, or was at some point, when you really think that semantics is one thing. That's okay, if I wasn't given permission to do what I did, I'd be what would be considered a mass murderer, really. And since I have been given permission from the government, I'm not, yet it's the same end result. How do you deal with that internally?
Well, I never looked at it as I'm there killing people. I looked at it as I'm there saving people. My job was to make sure everybody I deployed with came home.
Right.
And all the allies, everyone surrounding me, my job's to protect them. I want everybody as much as possible to be able to come home.
And believe me, that's how I feel. I just brought that question up because these assholes want to know.
I was thinking that Chris must think you're such a radical lefty panway.
I know.
Because
You
I'm
have no
listening to you
idea.
like, what? That's
Believe
not
me.
You have no idea who just asked that question.
He has a
Chris.
50 cal.
I actually,
Like a real one.
actually
He brushes
brought
his
one-
teeth with it.
I brought this for you to sign for me. It's the
It's a 50 cal magazine.
50 cal mag out of the
Ant might have a few guns.
M107. I got it home. I got one of those. It's a pisser to shoot, isn't it?
Ant doesn't give out numbers, but he owns a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 4 and 2,000.
I love 'em.
You guys should definitely hang out.
I actually wanted to ask you something about the Barrett. I know when I've fired this, the concussion off of it, I describe it as feeling like you have the flu for 3 seconds. It's a concussion, or feeling like you were just popped in the nose for like a second. How do you shoot this for as long as you do, and not just lose your mind? Because it's, in training, obviously, when you're out in the field, you're probably not shooting it that much.
Right. Out in the field, I never took the 50 cal out.
Oh, you didn't?
Now, it's big, it's heavy, the rounds weigh a lot. If I took a 338 Lapua, it weighs less, the rounds weigh less, and I can actually shoot farther and more accurate.
Oh, okay.
How big are those bullets? I don't know anything about guns compared to a 50 cal.
They're definitely smaller. Everything's smaller than a 50 cal.
Yeah. The 50 is crazy. So what would the 50 be optimum for?
Vehicle.
Vehicle, okay, yeah.
Wow.
Shooting through engines.
Actually, we started making, because they were saying the 50 cal sniper rifle should be used for vehicles, but anytime you shoot a vehicle, you're going to shoot it through the engine block. It's not going to automatically seize up and stop.
Right.
The best way to stop a vehicle is to shoot the driver.
The driver. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then it just veers off to the left or the right.
Hey, what about do you have numerical rankings in what you? Because I know very little. What was I was thinking about Lee Harvey Oswald and how people said he couldn't have made that shot, but he was actually a sharpshooter. He was actually a great shot. I don't think he was probably what you can do. How hard is that shot to make from what you know about it? The shot that
Oswald shot?
on Kennedy.
It was, 100 yards, 200 yards? That's any military guy can take that shot.
It's not as impossible as they've made it seem over the years.
Well, I haven't examined the angles and everything else,
Right.
but no, for just the distance, which I think it's actually only 100 yards or less, that's an easy shot.
When you was there ever a time when you had to shoot somebody and you looked at them through the scope, and it was like, ugh, I don't want to do this one for whatever reason?
Definitely. I've passed on shots before. There's times to where you don't think it's the right thing to do, so you don't take the shot. I passed up a kid coming out to pick up an RPG. I know my rules of engagement said that I was supposed to kill this kid because it's a crew-served weapon, RPG, belt-fed machine gun, grenade, mortars. I'm supposed to kill the person carrying that. But at that point, I could not convince myself that this kid, knowing that he's going to take it back to someone else to use against me, he's not the one that's going to use it. So I couldn't take that shot.
Hopefully you'll deal with the guy he hands it off to, and
hopefully we get him.
Get the better side of that deal, yeah.
You said something fascinating in there. There's people walking around right now that have no idea that you passed up the shot.
I've passed up
That's
a bunch of
fucked
shots.
up.
They don't know how lucky they are to be alive.
They're just walking around right now having no idea that their head was or their body mass was in a scope.
There was also times seeing a person, knowing they're bad,
right,
and because of my rules of engagement, witnessed them actually commit something that triggered me hot, but I couldn't take the shot because when I saw them again, they didn't have the weapon.
What triggered me hot?
Do you use that in your
cleared hot? I was allowed to take the shot.
Do you use that in your regular life, joking around sexually when you get trigger me hot, baby, live action? You're just joking around.
Yeah, you're joking around. Yeah.
No, my wife is kind of sick of the military. I'm trying to leave the lingo out.
Only non-military zeros do that. Military guys don't do that. They just fuck. We're the ones who want to sound like we're real men.
There's someone on the line.
I'm using trigger me hot.
There's someone on the line saying that you were in a bar fight with Jesse Ventura. Is that true?
God, probably is it?
Yes.
Shit.
Oh, let's get into this.
Yeah, I would like
to talk
know.
about it.
I was going to ask you how you felt about it.
Because we I don't know how do you explain
There
this?
was a verbal altercation in here.
But he used to come on our show and it was all right. We didn't agree with a lot of the stuff he said, but we had an okay.
Thank you for your service.
But then we had a moment where he walked off our show because we just killed him with knowledge.
Yeah,
we really did.
A big argument,
especially Jimmy.
We had a big argument. Yeah,
Jimmy does a good impression of him too.
And it was just uncomfortable, and he was whatever. I wanted to ask how you felt about him as a SEAL, but if you had a bar fight, were you stressing the difference between when UDT or what happened?
No. I being UDT, I fully respect that. SEALs were born out of UDT, so I consider him. Yes, he's a SEAL. He's part of the family. I don't draw a distinction between them.
Okay.
What happened in the bar?
Yeah, what happened? You were in a bar and
oh Jesus.
We had just come back from our 06 deployment when we lost our guys. We were having a wake for the guy who got the Medal of Honor, Mikey Monsoor, and he happened to be there. He was coming in for a graduating buds class that he was going to speak to, and he was upset with the war. He doesn't agree with it, which is fine. You don't have to agree with the war. I just get sent there. I don't have to agree with politics. I signed up to serve the country. The country tells me what to do. Mm-hmm. He was making it known that he did not agree with it, and I approached him and said, hey,
it's not the place.
I appreciate it, but we are having a wake. It was the SEAL bar there in town. I said, we're having the wake here. The family's here. I would appreciate it if you just kind of keep it down. He told us that we were killing innocent people over there, men, women, children, that we were murderers. And I said, you know what? We can all have our differences. That's fine. But please just don't upset the family.
Yeah.
And then he said that, we deserve to lose a few guys.
Holy shit.
Jesse said that?
Yes.
The fuck is wrong with him?
So, by the way, all you guys out there that attacked me because I fucking attacked him, good. I'm glad to hear that. He really is a douche. And what happened when he said that to you?
Did you grab his ponytail?
No.
You slugged him? Good.
I punched him.
I punched him.
Good for you.
Where'd you punch him?
Bravo.
in the face.
What happened?
That's when you take a headshot.
Well, I mean, Jesse Ventura, he's
A big man.
He's an older guy, too.
Yeah, he's
And
an older
Of
guy.
course, all the guys then started making fun of me. So, what geriatric you going to beat up today?
Yeah, of course.
Well, wait, when you hit him, did he hit you back or?
No, he went down.
You
What
Like
are you
out?
gonna do?
Like was he
I
like?
don't think he was out. It definitely took him off balance. He went down, and
But the ref wasn't looking. They never are.
Did his walker fall with him?
yeah, I think he fell out of his wheelchair.
He's a big dude.
Wow,
man.
he
Yeah,
went
he's a big
down.
guy. You hit a big dude. He's still Jesse the Body. I mean, he's an older guy, but he's still a big, strong
but he
guy.
is
Man.
old.
Did he
Yeah.
awkwardly get up and have to walk out of the place?
I don't know. I took off running because the cops were already outside, and as soon as I hit him, I knew SEAL party, SEAL bar. Cops are watching. They saw the whole thing happen, so I took off running.
Yeah.
So Jesse Ventura said to a SEAL in a bar where there was a wake for a SEAL, "You deserve to lose a few guys."
Yes, he did.
So
Repugnant.
you make me even happy because he and I got into a very, very nasty exchange. Because I was defending kind of action.
Al-Qaeda.
Yes, and I said, you know what? They're nice people, Jesse. No, I said that I kind of agreed with the Afghanistan action, and he was saying that I'm just a guy who didn't serve, who was for the war. And I'm like, but that's not where I'm coming from. I'm not saying, fuck, just go out and fight. It wasn't at all. So we just got into an ugly thing, and it got personal. And
What an ass he
he's
is.
a douche, but he really hates my guts. So I'm so happy you did that because I'm not a man. Like, I couldn't stand up and punch him. What happened was, as we kept arguing, he patted me on the back hard, and I knew he was like, as he was leaving, he's like, thanks for your service. But it was like one of those, and for me to match him, I would have had to pat it, and I'm like, I'm not going to do what you did. I wish I was him, though. How great would that have been just to slug him? So I insulted him.
Yeah, I'm sure I just caught him off balance and he tripped.
Maybe.
Yeah, that must have been
maybe,
it.
yeah.
Sure.
Good for
that
you,
must
man.
have been it.
I'm
what
so
do you,
happy.
What do you do? You still hunt?
I do. In
Yeah?
fact, over the holidays, I took my kids hunting.
Oh, yeah? That's great. Did you, I'm sure the sniping has made you a better hunter. Does it take some of the challenge out of it?
No, I mean, I still miss deer. I mean, like
Yeah.
I said, I'm not the greatest shot in the world. I get lucky at times, but I still miss my deer at 200
Yeah.
yards at times.
Yeah, well, deer won't have a Chinese grenade in its little hoof. So,
Is this when you? What is this book? This book focuses on your entire life, or is it mostly about the military, or is it about your experiences over in Iraq?
It's mainly about my experiences in Iraq. It has some of my upbringing about being a cowboy for a living and then going into the military, but it's trying to concentrate on my relationship with my wife and the sacrifices that we went through as a couple, not just as SEAL, but any military member would go through.
Now, you said you were a cowboy for a living. Before you went into the military,
Yes.
you were like a cattle rustler?
rustler.
Not a rustler, that's a hang in the fence.
Was that-
John Wayne. He
wait,
used
is
to
that-
go
is that
across to
prop-
Mexico and steal cattle.
Is that proper terminology?
No, cattle rustlers
The
steal
cattle rustler is the guy that stole
no,
the
I
cattle.
didn't. I meant a wrangler, not rustler. What do I know?
Wrangler. Why did you just use your hand to make a lasso?
Oh, my God. Jimmy just made a lasso move.
Because I was trying to.
Oh, you suck.
Jimmy.
Just trying to relate to the.
I was trying to show him that he's not the only one that is experienced with
Navy
cattle. Yeah, I did do that, by the way. And if you would have knocked my teeth out, nobody would have faulted you.
Oh,
Why don't
God.
you just lasso
The only
you?
weird part is when you were doing the lasso, you're moving your hips. too.
Yeah, because he wrestles cattle with a hula hoop on.
I tied my shirt in a little knot like a prison girl.
Where were you brought up that you were doing that?
I brought up in Texas, born
Texas?
and raised there.
All right.
Definitely, we always had cattle and horses, and
Yeah.
was working on ranches all through high school. Went to college, kept working on ranches. After I quit college, I decided I want to be a cowboy for a living.
Wow, so you were on a horse from the time you were a kid, though.
Yes, I
Yeah.
started riding early age.
Look at See, we got a lot in common.
Yeah, you kind of
Except,
do.
I didn't make any commitment whatsoever to anything except
He went off and acted
dumbass
like
show.
a man, and you pretended you were Popeye.
He's living with somebody his age. He doesn't have to do a big Christmas every year.
Because you're obviously out of the military, right?
Yes,
So what do you do for a living now? Because you're a young guy. How old are you?
37.
37. And have all this experience behind you. What do you do now?
Craft International is the name of the company that we're still providing training to the military. Trying
Oh, that's
to,
good, yeah.
I can't be in the military anymore to save my marriage, so this is my way of still giving back, trying to prepare guys before they go overseas. And I mean, we're not claiming to have, hey, you come to ours and you're going to be 100% successful, but here's a tool for your toolbox. Maybe it'll come in handy when you're down there. And we also provide security. We do a lot of the anti-piracy stuff and personal protection here stateside.
What is your what's the most realistic, would you say, film that featured a sniper? Was it the Hurt Locker, or was it that scene in Full Metal Jacket? A lot of military guys
Wait, you
laugh
laugh at the Hurt Locker scene? Because we thought that was amazing, that sniper
Is
scene.
that nonsense?
Wow, he's laughing.
He's laughing. It's
that's
obviously
nonsense. I thought that was a
nonsense.
great scene, though.
Well, for an EOD guy to actually be able to make a sniper shot.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, right? It's just a friggin' it's the bomb disposal
good
guy,
point. Good
and
fucking
he's
point.
like with the Barrett making
not his
the
expertise.
shots.
What's a realistic sniper scene or film, or at least moment in the movie that you're like, wow, that's how it really was?
Honestly, I think most of them are all pretty Hollywood.
Oh, really?
If you want to take a shot, have a miss, and then start cussing up a storm, trying to hurry up and load another round to make your shot, that's a little more realistic.
And how about the? They don't really depict the time spent waiting.
No, you'll sit there hours, maybe days. Maybe you'll go out and, just like hunting, you'll go out, sit there, and not see a thing.
Nothing.
Turn around and come home.
Do you have to do calls like for deer and moose? Do you have to?
Bobby with his reasonable questions. You're an ass.
Bobby's a kid.
I am a fucking 2-year-old.
So wait, would you be in like in city situations?
Oh, definitely.
Oh wow, just laying there on a rooftop. What's the longest you waited?
Shoot. You know, you might be out there a week waiting just to see something. Depends on what's going on. We've had to set up overwatches. Maybe a tank just got blown up. We had to set up, watch it for a couple days before the wrecker came in to pick it up. There's not a wrecker on every corner to pick up a blown up tank.
Right. So you have to
should
guard
be.
it and make sure they don't take it,
Right.
and make sure they don't drag the bodies or whatever it is they do to.
Well, no, they already policed up the bodies, but it was just coming in to make sure the tank with all the armor and everything was intact, that they could take it away.
What do they do with all the stuff that we're out of Iraq? But what do they do with all that shit that they brought over there? Do they bring it all back? I mean,
We left
or do they
a-
just
a lot-
leave that shit?
We left a lot of shit behind, I would assume.
Well, yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'm assuming that we're going to bring most of it home, but I'm sure we're selling or giving some of it to the Iraqis.
I heard in Afghanistan there's a lot of stuff from the Russian invasion.
Yeah, they had to get out lickety split.
And Jonathan said when he was out there in the countryside, he goes, there's areas where there's just like gutted and rusted tanks, and they kind of leave that there as a source of pride because they chase the Russians out.
Yeah.
Really.
And did you ever meet a sniper on the other side? Like, you know, they have those Vietnam movies where the snipers will meet each other.
Yeah,
Like,
Bob's
you know,
asking if there was a sniper party you were invited
did you ever
to.
meet a sniper? Like,
No, we never had a handshake or shared drinks. Or
you ever never met a sniper from another, like an enemy side?
No.
You guys met in like a tube and said, all right, tomorrow.
No, it's not
When,
quite that
Do they, have,
civilized.
do they have Iraqi snipers?
Yes.
Were they good? I mean, because you think of the Iraqi army as just shit because they just held up a fleet. You guys came in, they were like, okay, we give up. Were there any good Iraqi snipers?
Yeah, there's definitely some. There was one that we were facing in Fallujah who was supposed to have been on the Iraqi Olympic shooting team.
Oh, really?
And one of the guys on my unit that was out there actually got him.
Got him.
Have you taken out other snipers? There's always those scenes in the movies, and I know this is Hollywood, where you're looking through the scope and you see the scope looking right at you. Have you had that happen?
I've never looked and seen someone actually looking back at me, no.
But you have seen a guy peeking through the scope at
Definitely.
and seen the guy.
Definitely.
Wow.
And when you shoot somebody from that distance, what do you see? Like a little, just like a little. You just see like a little mist, or how much can you see?
I mean, it depends on the caliber you're shooting, too, because those rifles have recoil. You may not see anything. You may, by the time you reacquire your target, he's already down.
Wow. There was a bounty on your head, someone saying?
It wasn't just my head. It was all snipers. But, yes, I got picked out because of when we were going into houses, they were occupied houses, and they would see the tattoo on my arm. So it got
So they
pinpointed.
knew, who you were.
By the way, Chris received 3 silver stars and
2.
5. Oh, I'm sorry. It says 2. It says 3 here. Just we have very shoddy research.
Well, Jimmy's going to give you another one.
Yeah,
a
2 silver.
surprise.
Did you get 5 bronze stars, or is that wrong?
Yes,
So
I
okay.
got 5.
Wow.
What merits a star? What do you do when they give? Is it a particular target you hit, or?
No, it's all the medals are supposed to be for heroism and stuff like that, but I don't put any stock in the medals. It all depends on the political aspect at the time. If they feel like, hey, we need to look good, so we're going to give out.
Oh.
I think they just threw my name in a hat and go, you know what, we're going to give him a silver today.
There's no medals you ever got that you're like, I like this one, I'm proud of?
Well, I mean, they all have a little bit of pride in it, but if you were out there for the medals, then you're in the wrong place.
When you would take the shot and hit somebody, would you have to or want to go up and check them out up close? Or
You want to.
Okay, you want to?
But a lot of times, especially in the city, you can't get out and expose yourself and go check that guy.
That's true. Okay.
You want to go down there and see what all they have on them. If there's any intelligence you can pull off of the body or anything that would help you down the line.
Personally, you would want to do that, not just the team you're with, but personally, would you want to go and see what damage you did?
No.
No? Okay. Yeah, I was just curious as to how into the actual kill you would get.
No, it's pretty messy. I don't care to go up and examine
that makes
it
sense.
that close.
How did you deal with being away from your wife and family for so long? Like, what was the longest you've been away from them?
8 or 9 months.
Jesus.
Yeah, you get used to it. It's the job. That's your way of life.
But you're out there a lot. You know, I mean, me and Jimmy went over there. I went over there a couple times, and there's guys that are on the base a lot and get to use they have a lot of. I mean, the bases in Iraq were, I thought it was going to suck, but they had Skype and great food, and it wasn't as bad as you think it would be. But you're not, in there all the time. You're out in some fucking house waiting for some douche to walk out with a grenade. So. How do you deal with I get homesick after a couple weeks being on the road. I couldn't imagine 9 months.
Jimmy's face.
I'm serious.
I know, I do know, but it was just funny watching you go through that process, and we
It's almost like watching you go through.
I wasn't sure if you were going to ask a question. You're somehow relating his being a sniper in Iraq to the stand-up tour at the Wilbur Theater. Dude, I understand what you're saying, because sometimes I'll have to stop at an Arby's, and I don't know what it's
I'm going to be away from home for 2 days. It's killing me.
That's exactly what I'm saying. 2 weeks for me away from home, I'm fucking freaking. I couldn't imagine 9 months. And then over there.
Oh, you definitely miss them. My wife would send me DVDs so I could see my kids growing up.
Jesus.
And I'd be able to call, and you try to call to when everyone's going to be awake, and you can actually talk to the kids, or depending on how young they are, so you can just put it there so you can hear them grunt or whatever.
Oh, geez.
That is odd that they got that now. Like you think back at World War II and Korean War, Vietnam. Like, imagine having that type of connection with your family, even though it sucks you're away from them, but having that kind of connection through Skype or something.
Oh, it was amazing
back then,
dude. Over there, I thought it was going to be just tents and mud. I mean, we went to the mess halls.
Yeah,
were fucking like a Vegas buffet. Like, I mean, it was crazy. I thought me and Colin, the fatties that we were, because he was fat back then too. We thought we were going to starve, so we brought little bars and stuff there's going to be no food. There was more. I gained 30 pounds in Iraq. There was. You go to the buffet. There's Chinese food, mac and cheese, barbecue, pizza, ice cream. You could walk up to this ice cream and get as many ice cream bars and sundaes as you wanted.
Yeah, were you privy to that?
No.
You
went to the big, nice bases.
Yeah.
That's not
Were you
where
Air
we
Force,
were.
Bobby? We went over. The Air Force had the best food, I think.
Air Force Air Force was the best base ever. Yeah. They had a fucking room with just computers, pool tables, and video games.
Wow.
In the middle of the desert, in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Marine base that had, they had they did have just a tub full of shit.
That's usually what you eat.
Yeah, it was a little weird. It was definitely, it was in the middle of nowhere, 20 miles off the Syrian border. I got off the plane with my 2 light sticks because I was scared because it was so dark out. And the guy starts yelling at me, "You want to get shot in the head? Put those light sticks away."
Yeah, what are you doing?
And then explain why other people had handed you those light sticks. And said, "Look, when you get off the plane, just wave them wildly."
Colin said, "You look like a plane landing a plane."
But he didn't live like that. He was out in the field. How do you sleep at night when you're out in the field in between,
You learn to sleep anywhere.
But aren't you paranoid that there's someone around that could do you some harm while you're sleeping?
You never sleep all at the same time. You do shift work.
Oh, yeah, you're there with more than one person. Were you ever completely alone because the mission called for it?
No.
I see.
Were you ever close to being captured, or were you actually worried, like, there's more people, more Iraqis or whatever than I was hoping for? Was there ever a moment you thought you might be taken?
Not so much a moment I thought it'd be taken, but a moment that definitely thought, all right, we're not coming out of this one.
Oh, in the shit, as they say.
Wow.
What was that about? What happened?
Well, I mean, there was a few instances, but, the last one was in Solder City. We went in on a foot patrol, and we wound up being surrounded. Oof. And they caught us in an open-air market, and the guys were on rooftops and hammering us.
And you guys were getting shot at. What, did you just duck behind anything that was available?
Yeah, I mean, you were trying to return fire. We called in for extract, and, the Rangers came flying in on their strikers and pulled us out.
No kidding.
Damn.
I got to ask you a question. You said earlier you take a shot in a city, right? And you're successful. How the hell do you guys get out of there with all your equipment and everything? You're on a rooftop, let's say. You made the shot. Guy's dead. How do you get out?
Usually
What's protocol? Do you call, I don't know, transportation before you take the shot?
Oh, a cab.
No. Usually you're going to stay for a known amount of time unless you're really getting hammered.
But they're going to be looking for you now, right?
Right.
In some instances?
Well, you're usually calling in for an extract. Someone's coming to pick you up.
Right. And what does that entail?
Whether it's Hummers coming in, the Strikers, or Bradleys, anything, any kind of troop carrier is usually coming to get you.
How long from the time you call in for an extract until you get one? Because you might have been silent there for a while.
That's what
when
I'm
the
saying.
shot rings out, right, and everybody knows, okay,
Yeah.
that's where they are. How long does an extract take from the time you call it in?
It depends on how close they are. It just varies. Depends on where you set up for your QRF, your quick reaction force. If they're going to be 5 minutes away or if they're going to be a half hour away.
But my point is your heart's got to be pounding at that point. You did what you had to do, and
So
now you're
during
just
the whole
waiting
time
to
it would
wait
be,
to
right?
get the hell out of there.
Yeah, but
no, but I mean at that point now,
Yeah.
now your position possibly could be given up, and now you're just waiting to get the hell out of there to safety.
Yeah, but I was in there with all my guys, and we were heavily armed, so I knew that we could fend off an attack, and my guys are definitely true warriors, and they were.
You were probably able to take on a greater number of people than you were. If you had a group of how many, 16 or so?
Usually we'd go out there somewhere around 16, depending on the mission where we were going.
You could probably handle more people than that coming at you.
I think
their
so.
training, and I don't think they had as good a training or weapons as you guys did.
No, we definitely had, we got technology on our side, the weapons that we had, the weapon systems, and of course the training.
Yeah. How close did you ever come? Did you get? Were you wounded, or did you ever come close to where you went? Holy shit, that was close.
Well, the same night where we called in the extract, I took a round across the top of the helmet and one in the back.
Oh,
I thought,
shit!
All right, this is it. I'm
That's
going
it.
down.
So you got shot in the back?
In the body armor.
Oh, okay.
Body armor.
Did it penetrate or no?
It went through the armor, but it slowed it down to where it didn't go fully into me.
Damn, that's
Holy
fucked.
shit.
The book, let me promote the name of the book.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
yapping like fucking a bunch of 8-year-olds asking questions. The book is called American Sniper, Chris Kyle, and the autobiography of the most lethal sniper in U.S. military history. It's just fascinating. So we could have you here all day and just ask questions. And there's something about a guy like you, because you're at what every guy, like, when guys are playing Army when we're kids, we're pretending to be you. And then here you live this life. Is it hard when you come out to kind of relate to civilians and regular people? Because they all want to ask you questions like this.
But and anytime now everybody's like, oh, I know a SEAL, or I know a friend who knows a SEAL, and so everyone now knows a SEAL because SEALs are so popular now in the media. But it's definitely hard to become a civilian again. It's a completely different way of life, and when you have to worry about facing life and death, and then you come home and the civilians' day-to-day stressors, you're looking at it going, that's stupid. Why are you worried about that?
Yeah.
Oh, makes you maybe a little calmer in regular life?
I mean, yes and no, because in certain ways you're a little more stressed out and going, God, this is stupid.
Yeah, this is stupid, but I have to deal with it, and, it's stupid.
And when you're in, you don't have to worry about PC. I mean, you offend everybody all day long because they're your tight family, and that's how you talk to each other. Now that you're out, you have to worry about everything.
I don't know why
you say.
people don't understand that either. And that's really the most primal of situations to be in with people, that where you can call your best friend a fucking asshole, or maybe, you know, throw a racial joke around with your buddies or whatever. But then you have to come back and be like, what? Why? You know, I was in a really horrific situation, and, you know, we were able to goof around with each other, and now I got to deal with these dumbass rules. That makes no sense to me.
But you guys had a lot of rules over there too, like the Italians and the British and Australia. They could drink and have women, and the Americans couldn't have porn. They couldn't have women in the same bunks in the same area. They couldn't have alcohol.
I bet they figured it out.
Well, the Italians used to get the American women over to their base. That's what I
really?
found. Oh yeah, they'd get the Air Force chicks who were smoking hot, by the way, and get them over because the Italians had the custom-made black outfits with the shoulder pads and the berets. Just a hot soldier.
A nice cut.
It's like someone was paying attention.
Yeah, really. Jesus.
Yeah, you really gained a lot of experience over there. You know, you can eat as many ice cream bars as you want.
And the Italian soldiers
Italian
are
men
hot.
have good uniforms. Jesus, Bob. You're a disaster.
You really are. I have to ask, and I'm embarrassed to ask this, but where did you poop? That would drive me nuts. If you're out in the field, though. Like, you walk around the city, you can't find a place to take a dump.
That's a good, actually.
Most of the restaurants won't allow you to go in.
Just poop in a hole.
Usually you have your MREs with you, and you crap in the bag.
Oh, they give a bag to shit in?
Well, the MREs come in a bag.
Oh.
Usually after you eat your meal, you just hang on to that bag.
That's for meals ready to eat.
Yes. And then what do you do? You leave the bag behind, I hope, right? You're not carrying
You're
out
not
your own
supposed
poop.
to. You're supposed to take
Get
everything
out.
out.
Oh,
Are
God,
you
really?
serious?
You didn't, though, right?
So, like, camping?
Not always.
It's not
No.
camping?
No, you're pooping wherever
People
you
are
can.
shooting at me. Excuse me, I'm going to leave my shit here.
Someday on a rooftop.
Imagine the cranky ass you would have on a rooftop after pooing in a bag.
Wow.
But the
yeah.
beauty is somebody's going to find a bag of his shit 6 months from now on a roof. That is kind of a fucking great feeling.
Probably use it as fuel.
I'd love to do that here in the city. Big bags of shit on the apartments. All right, we're just getting stupid at this point.
Yeah,
are
we
you doing
are.
any
Chris,
signings?
Thank you, man.
Yes, I am. I'm actually the first one's going to be in Dallas on the 9th.
Do you have the maybe your publisher, somebody has it, but promote some of your signings? Do you guys want to go out and meet Chris and get a book signed?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Fascinating talking to you. And
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
book looks unbelievable. I wish I'd had more time to read it.
Good sense of humor, too, Chris.
Well, I was trying to portray my actual personality in the book to show people that I am just an average guy. I like to cut up and don't take myself too serious. And there's so many guys out there that are a lot better than me, so I'm not trying to portray myself as the world's greatest sniper. I just happen to be in certain situations, and I made some lucky shots and came out okay.
Do you find what's worse than regular civilians who you know never did military service trying to relate to you on that level? Like, you know, we'll ask questions shamelessly, like
Shamelessly,
girls. But when a guy tries to,
like girls.
but I mean, how insulting is that when a guy tries to relate to you, like he knows and he has no idea what he's talking about?
You get it every day. You just get used to it.
You do, right?
Yeah, but I mean, everybody's curious. There's certain areas of life that I don't have any experience with that I'm sure I annoy the hell out of people. Keep asking questions about that. So
But you could snap their neck.
Yeah.
He's a
Not
sniper.
such a-
He's not a kung fu expert.
Well, look, yeah, you know what?
He's a SEAL. He probably has some military
Kind of looks like he could be, you know.
martial arts training.
Yeah, why don't you challenge him, Bobby?
To what?
Exactly.
I'll do
You could
Xbox.
snap your neck.
I'll beat him in Xbox.
That barracks ice cream eating that you were talking about.
Yeah.
So I was over there. I had 2 milkshakes. One of the Marines goes, "You gonna have both of those, fatty?" So I gave him one, and then my other one fell. I had to go back and get 2 more.
You asshole. Oh, that's fantastic.
But do you know when you walk out with 2 milkshakes, the other guys probably look at you and go, "That's what we're fighting for."
And then they all desert. That's why they call it deserting. Bobby
was deserted.
You just put it together. You just put it together.
All right, let's get
That's
Chris out
funny.
of here. He's a very
Yes,
busy
Chris,
man.
Thanks so much,
Thank
man.
you very much.
Well,
And
thank y'all
when we
for
come
having
back
me.
from break, we'll plug the book signings too if they have them.
Yes.
Yes.
'Cause
Yes,
I
of
would like to
course.
get people out to your
Yeah,
signings.
American Sniper. Looks really great, man. And again, you know, it might sound hokey, but it is true. Thank you so
Yes.
much for what you've done over the years that you were over
I
there.
appreciate it. It was my honor serving this country and my honor and serving with all the heroes I was with. It's easy to look good when you're surrounded by heroes.
That's exactly the problem, the opposite problem we have in this room.
I was just going to say.
There's no one to look up
we
to.
have those problems in here, but
Exactly.
we're all zeros.
It's easy to look bad when you're surrounded by zilches. That's our philosophy.
Chris Kyle, everyone.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
We'll be right back.